Sweet. Close the door. Okay. Doing it live again from the 403 to the HAZ. Don't you look at me like that, okay? That's really cool what I just did. It's my trademark, okay? Doing another live video because it is 2 classes before the spring break starts, which may last for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, who knows? They just suspended Parliament, and I'm dreaming of Hawaii. But I would like to take advantage of this peace and quiet to make a video right now about what we actually were learning in this unit, which is rational expressions, and now we're doing division. My last, I'm not taking questions. I'm not taking questions. I'm not taking! Okay. We can get through this, guys. We can get through this, okay? All right, you're gonna put your helmet back on? Put your helmet back on, okay? You know what? You're supposed to wear your helmet at all times.
What helmet?
Okay, so the rules. Just like with multiplication, the rules are, number 1, we want to factor everything. So we're factoring. Factor. Marsha. Factor. And we're starting by trying to do, we're looking for common factors first. And then once we've done the common factors, we're going to ask, okay, is it a trinomial now? And if it's a trinomial, I can factor either by product sum, if there's no number in front of my x squared, or I can use decomposition if there is a number in front of my x squared.
Oh, Mr. Nelson, did you pee on the floor again?
No, that was Jessie, okay? Jessie, come on. Jessie, how's your food? She looks very cute right now. Okay, step 2 is tell Mariah to leave my classroom and never come back. You're not even in this class. Okay. Factor, and then, now once we factored, then we are going to use, we're going to do our non-permissible values. Now, in division with non-permissible values, there's one small change. Hello, guys. What can I do for you? Hey. Because I'm a terrible teacher and nobody wants to hang out with me. You knew the answer to that before you asked it. Hello. Thank you for my tea. Doit être fermé à tout le temps. Okay. Je m'excuse, mademoiselle. NPV. So, when we were doing multiplication, we would do the NPVs on all the denominators, right? So, of all the denominators. But when we're doing when we're doing division of rational expressions, so I have some expression divided by some expression divided by some expression like this. So when we were multiplying, we were just multiplying 2 rational expressions, and we would take the NPVs of the bottom. Well, now when we're dividing, so I could have I'll put up an example here so that we can see. Say I had 3a plus 9 over a minus 3 divided by a squared plus 6a plus 9 over a minus 3. So when I have a situation like this, I'm taking the NPVs of this guy, of the denominators, but I'm also going to do the numerator as well. Because how do I divide fractions? Well, I use KFC. I keep the first fraction, I flip the second fraction, and I change it to a multiplication. So we already know how to multiply rational expressions because we did that in the last video. All we really need to know is that now we're taking the NPVs of these guys. So what does that look like here? Well, let's finish my rules. So that's get the NPVs, and then 3 is KFC that. Keep, flip, change. then do the multiplication. And then once that's done, then you can cancel terms that show up on the numerator and denominator. Cancel terms, simplify. Am I filming? Okay, good, I'm filming. Always a fear. Am I in the shot? I'm in the shot. Okay, so I'm going to start by factoring everything. Common factors. So in this guy, common factor of 3. They would have a 3 in common. And it's going to be 3 times a plus 3 to get 3a to 9. The bottom's already factored. There's nothing I can do to that binomial. And I'm going to go ahead and flip it right away, because it doesn't matter whether I do it now or later. So now I'm going to put the a minus 3 up here. And, hello sir. This is going to be a plus 3. A plus 3 it is warming here, isn't it? Okay, so that was that. A plus 3, a plus 3. If I use my product sum, add and multiply to 9 to 6, and it was 3 and 3, okay?
Do you need to retake pre-cal 11, Mr. Don?
His name is Mr. Dunn. So, I have done factored. Now I'm going to do my NPVs on all of this and then the denominator here. And by doing that, my NPVs are such that, hey Don, I would love to learn how to fish from, well I know how to fish, but learn how to fish out here.
Yeah, hopefully I will be around to help you out with that this summer.
Yeah. What's the season? When does the fishing start out here?
Well, it's kind of like April through freezing about October.
Okay.
Different species, different areas, terrace initially.
I will be forever indebted to you if you take me under your wing like that.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, that'd be great. Awesome. Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to that. 'Cause I think I'll stick around for the summer a little bit longer than having passed. Anyways, I'm making a movie, so let me finish here. Making some YouTube video. Thank you, sir.
I'm going to come pick you up for work for James at the end of the school.
Yeah, well, so I've been working hard on getting the website and the videos up, but I gave them a package just to learn the next unit, because it's really easy. It's absolute value stuff. So I think he has it. If not, I'll give it to you.
Plus, I'm sure you bombed that quiz. I wouldn't mind getting another one I could work with.
I'll give it to you. You know, it's hard, right? Because
he doesn't focus.
he doesn't focus, but him and Scott and Billy Bob, they work really well together. But I don't know. I'm just seeing the average of all 3 of them, right? Because I don't want to separate them because they're working well together, right? They're actually getting stuff done. So
He'd still struggle. It's not bad. James
Yeah.
has an issue with.
focusing, and I mean that's something that he's got to figure out on his own. I can't
Yeah.
unless I know. Anyways, okay. See you later. Sorry about that, guys. So there's my NPV. The only NPV I have is when a is 3 or negative 3. A or 3 or negative 3. I'll get zeros. So that's all I can do. This is when a is 3, this will become 0, and when a is negative 3, this will be 0. So that's what my NPV is, plus or minus 3. And now I can, make this one big long multiplication. Come on in. Hello. Thank you, Mackenzie.
Could you bring it back up
Oh,
to the end of the day?
of course I could. Yeah, I bet. My goodness, look at this. I have to show my video. My friend Mackenzie, my student and friend, she made me a little lunch plate. Sweet. A minus 3, a plus 3, a plus 3. And I can go ahead and cancel. So I can only cancel one a plus 3 for one on the top. I can't cancel this one too. And I'm going to get that guy and that guy. It's 1 for 1. It's 1 for 1. So I've done that, and then my final answer becomes 3 over a plus 3, where a cannot equal plus or minus 3. That is my answer. That is how we do division, and it's just like multiplication, except we have to take the non-permissible values on both the numerator and the denominator of whatever we're dividing by. Not what is being divided, it's what we're dividing by. So I don't think you need any more examples. I'll give you one more. I'll give you one more. quickly. Jeez, a lot of them are just too much. Okay. Oh, shoot. Mariah, this is all your fault. It's all your fault that I can't find. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm just trying to text with
That's not my fault.
You know why, Mariah. If you have to ask that question, you know why. Okay, here we go. Division. So let's say I have 2w squared minus w minus 6 over 3w plus 6 divided by 2w plus 3 over w plus 2. So, first thing I'm going to do is factor. Common factors. This guy, I can't do anything else with. This guy, there's nothing common there, and it's not a trinomial. So I'm going to leave these the way they are. This guy, in my denominator, I can pull out a 3, and it becomes w plus 2. Pull out a 3 because they have a 3 in common. This guy, I'm going to have to use product or decomposition because there's a number in front of my square. This is a trinomial. I can't pull out any common factors, so I use decomposition. So let's do that right over here. I've got 2w squared minus w minus 6. First step in decomposition, multiply these guys together. I get negative 12. I'm going to set up my table. I'm trying to multiply two numbers that multiply to make negative 12 and add to negative 1. And if you guessed negative 4 and positive 3, you guessed right. So now I'm going to replace negative w here as the sum of these two. And it doesn't matter what order I put them in, but if I put the negative 4 beside the 2, that's going to factor a lot more cleanly and be easier to do. It would work out either way, but there's usually one way that works better, or more easily, more cleanly. So I replace negative w with the sum of my two factors here. I'm going to put a little dotted line. Now I'm going to common factor this guy, and I'm going to pull out 2w and w minus 2. Now whatever I land in there, I'm going to put over here. W minus 2. And what times w minus 2 will give me 3w minus 6? Negative 3. So now, there's a common factor of w minus 2 in these two terms here. And I'm going to factor out a w minus 2. And then that w minus 2 has to multiply by 2w minus 3. 2w minus 3. That becomes my other factor. First factor is that one. Second factor is that one. So I'm going to put that back up here. I get w minus 2, 2w minus 3, and erase all this. And now I'm going to flip this. I'm going to do my flip of this one. And then I'm going to do my NPVs, 2w plus 3. So my NPVs I'm doing on everything that I'm dividing by, so both the top and bottom here, and then that guy. So my NPVs then become, well, if w is negative 2, this becomes 0. And if w is negative 2, that becomes 0, so I only have to put it up once. 3 doesn't do anything, so if w is negative 2, I get 0 there and there, so I got to do this guy. And it's not as easy to see, so I'm going to do 2w plus 3. What makes that equal to 0? Well, then I'm going to solve for w. I move the 3 over there by subtracting it, and then I divide by 2 to isolate w. I get w is equal to negative 3 halves. So negative 3 halves is my other non-permissible value. That's all I have for non-permissible values. Now I can bring this multiplication all together. Just write it like this. All divided by 3, w plus 2, 2w plus 3, and oh no, you know what? I'm just going to pretend. It's bad. I'm just going to leave it like this. I might have made a mistake because I'm seeing that these don't cancel, but maybe they were never meant to. Maybe they were never meant to. I might have made a mistake though. Yes, I definitely made a mistake because this should be negative. So I'm going to say that this was supposed to be positive. I might have made a mistake. Well, that should be W plus 2, 2W minus 3. Nope, minus 2 plus 3. I had it right. Okay, so that should be plus 3. I think I made a mistake somewhere along the way. I'm sorry, but I probably just wrote a sign wrong somewhere. And it was, anyways, we'll get back to it. So then now these cancel, and I'm left with W minus 2 over 3, where W cannot equal, my answer is W minus 2 over 3, where W cannot equal negative 2 and negative 3 halves. Okay? That's it. That's division. Just like multiplication, with just the one added caveat that we have to take the non-permissible values of both the numerator, denominator of whatever we're dividing by. How's your Subway? Yeah, it's delicious. What kind of sub do you get? Crappy sub? Good. My go-to is a meatball sub. I love that meatball sub. Meatball sub on like a Parmesan oregano. Yeah, and I eat it with my pinkies out because it's classy. Goodbye, guys. Have a great spring break.